Hey everybody, I am back today with a resource review for you. A few months ago I was poking around the internet and I was thinking about how one of the things that oftentimes comes up when you're receiving feedback on your work is to try to avoid cliched phrases and descriptions for emotions that characters might be feeling. And in my research and trying to find a good source that would give me some alternative words and phrases, I discovered the Emotion Thesaurus, a writer's guide to character expression by Angela Ackerman and Becca Puglisi. I hope I said her name right. But this is a really cool resource if you can find it. I got mine on Amazon, but you can probably find it in any other bookstore or order it maybe through Barnes & Noble or other online retailers. But this is nice because what it does is it takes all different kinds of emotions that characters may be feeling, and it gives you physical signs, it gives you internal signs, internal sensations, mental responses, and some kind of, cues that whatever emotion that character is feeling has kind of been pent up. It's been a long-term thing. So just to kind of give you a little example from the page on frustration, I thought this would be a good one because, it's an emotion that sometimes can be difficult to show with characters. I mean, how often can a character, pinch the bridge of their nose or rub their head or whatever it might be? So frustration, it gives us a definition. Vexation caused by unresolved problems or unmet needs, the feeling of being hindered. And that gives a whole bunch of physical signals. And I'm not going to read all of them, but stuff like pinching the lips together, holding hands behind your back, rushed speech, throwing your hands up in an I give up kind of a gesture, pounding your fist on a tabletop, arms crossed over the chest, a lifted high chin. So those are some of the physical symptoms, and there's the whole page is just full of them. And then it gives some internal sensations, so what the character might be feeling, those visceral sensations, a headache, jaw pain, throat closing up. Those would be things that the character would be feeling physically inside. Mental responses would be, focus on problem solving, self-talk to calm down. The one that I think is really interesting under the cues of acute or long-term of whatever emotion it might be. So aside from, the exaggerating stuff, like if someone's really been frustrated for a long time and they're shouting or they're crying or they're sweating, it also gives an idea of like what that emotion could escalate to. So frustration could escalate to contempt, anger, or impatience, and it gives page numbers for where else in the book you would have to go to look to find those signals and cues. And the other thing that's kind of cool is that on the bottom of the pages, not every single page, but it seems like most pages, there's a little writer's tip at the bottom. It's just a little bit of an insight into writer's craft. So those are interesting things like, so like on this one, how to use character intuition to draw the reader into the story, into the scene. So this is a really cool book. I can't remember how much I got this for. I got it on Amazon, but it was definitely worth the buy. And the cool thing is that the Angela Ackerman and Becca Puglisi are going to be coming out with 2 more thesauruses in about a week or so, maybe about 2 weeks. October 21st, I think, is their release date for the negative trait thesaurus and the positive trait thesaurus. So I'm thinking about picking those up myself, but this was a really great resource. If you can get a hold of one, I think it's definitely something to put into your writer's toolkit. So and that's it for today. I just wanted to share that. And I got an email the other day from the NaNoWriMo.com listserv, the automatic email that reminded me that NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month, is just around the corner. November 1st, it begins. So I am probably not going to participate in NaNo this year. November is always a crazy time for me as a teacher, and this year particularly so, since I am not only changing grade levels, but we have also adopted the Common Core curriculums for New York State for ELA and math, so I'm knee-deep in that. By November, I may be fully neck-deep in that, so I'm not sure how much writing I'm even going to be getting done on a regular basis, let alone trying to write 50,000 words in a month. So, but for those of you who are planning to do NaNo, you only have about 3 weeks left to kind of get yourself in gear. All the best luck to you, and as always, happy writing.